again, everybody, and welcome to an all-new episode of Road Trip After Hours. I'm your host, MacDavis, along with my WWE Hall of Famer co-host, Teddy Long. Hey, Teddy, how you doing, brother?
Hey, I'm doing good today, man. And first thing, before we kick off here, let's put everybody.
Road Trip After Hours.
Gentleman here does not do podcasts. Okay, I'm gonna let y'all know that right now. So to have him to come on and be with me and Mac is certainly an honor, man, and I certainly really appreciate it.
First of all, our guest is a WWE Hall of Famer himself. He is none other than Mr. JBL, John Bradshaw Layfield. Hey, John, how you doing?
I'm doing great. I want to tell you something. Teddy Long is one of the best people on the entire planet, but he's also the cheapest person on the entire planet.
Hey, Patrick, grab some Krabby Patties and come on over. It's time for Road Trip After Hours. With host MadMacDavis and WWE Hall of Famer, Teddy Crab Legs Long. Yay!
We love all the wrestling fans, right, Teddy, baby?
Exactly, Jimmy. And before we go, man, you make sure you say hello to the Hulkster and let him know, man, good luck with everything.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am Tony Chimmel, and welcome to Road Trip After Hours. Please welcome your host, Mac Davis, and WWE Hall of Famer, Teddy Long.
Hello again, everybody, and welcome to an all-new episode of Road Trip After Hours. I'm your host, Mac Davis, along with my WWE Hall of Famer co-host, Mr. Teddy Long. Hey, Teddy.
Hey, what's going on with you, the Maxter?
Not much. Hey, look, I'm digging the new background you have going on. Actually, you're in a whole new location, right?
Well, this background ain't that good. I'm doing this myself, and I ain't got a clue. So I'm in this place by myself, trying to hang pictures and do all this stuff. So it is what it is.
Hey, look, it looks clean and good, and I like the picture up above your head there because that's actually a shot with you and I from SummerSlam, 2 years ago, I guess that was now. And we had a lot of fun there. That was actually the very first Road Trip After Hours show that we did, was that place in that moment right there.
Yeah, and with Nick Hossman of Wrestling Inc.
Yes, and that's the third guy in the picture. You can't really see it that far away, but that is Nick, Teddy in the middle, and me on the far right there, next to the Doom picture that you have up. And also on the other side of that, you have Johnny B. Bad behind you too, right?
Yeah, I just thought I'd put up some old school stuff back in the day.
Teddy, we've had so many guests lately that we've had some emails kind of pile up, and we want to get to some of these questions today and just kind of have a little loose and fun show today. I do have something a little bit different towards the end, but we'll get to that at the end of the program. But for right now, Teddy, if you're ready, it's time to Ask Teddy.
Okay, well, I'm ready.
All right, here we go. Question number 1. Elisa on X asks, what was your immediate reaction the first day on the job with WWE? Compared to WCW, what was the first thing you noticed?
Didn't notice too much. Noticed that it was certainly ran a lot different from WCW.
I would imagine the professionalism in the back was probably a whole lot different.
Well, yeah, certainly it was a whole lot different. And like I said, the first time I went to work in the WWE, I was a referee. So I got, what I mean? I had a chance to, kind of see all of it and just kind of, lay back and watch and see how everything was ran. And so it was certainly different. It was a whole totally nothing but straight business in the WWF at that time. And WCW, it was just everybody having a great time.
That makes me kind of curious, Teddy. When you have those two options, you're making more money with WWF or WWE at the time, but you have a lot more structure in that particular environment than you do when you were in WCW. Did you miss the freedom of WCW when you were in WWE?
What freedom?
Well, I mean, the freedom to be maybe a little bit more relaxed, not as, it just seems like there's a lot more structure with WWE. I mean, I would imagine a lot of guys were doing their own matches or kind of just, they were thrown, they basically say, here's the finish, build the match. It's a lot different back then. You had a lot more freedom to be your character, did you not?
No, you didn't.
No?
No, back then it was like I told you, it was strictly business back then. Didn't nobody play around, didn't nobody joke around in WWE and WWF. I'm telling you right now.
No, I agree with that. I agree that they didn't, but WCW was not the same case, though, was it?
No, WCW was not the same case. Like I said, WCW, don't get me wrong, great place to work for, if you were being used right and if, they liked you.
Yeah.
So all thing I can say, I was used there with Butch Reed and Ron Simmons. We had Doom first World Tag. I hate to say the word, but anyway, they became the first World Tag Team champion, and it was just, like I said, it was just totally different. It just wasn't a business place.
All right, here we go. Ryan in Atlanta. That's right here where we are. He wants to know, what's your best advice to someone thinking of getting into the professional wrestling business?
Well, I don't really know what to tell you. If you first thing you need to do is get an education. Okay, get your education first. You know what I mean? So if something happens and you don't make it in professional wrestling, then you can have something to fall back on. But like I said, if you want to get in this business, I would suggest that you think about it. Make sure this is really what you want to do, because sometimes you can see things on TV and you think it's like that all the time, and it's not like that. So I just say anybody just make up their mind and make sure, this is what you want to do and get ready to roll with the punches. They're going to be good days and they're going to be bad days, but that's in life.
Yes.
So just be able to cope with it.
All right. Paul in South Carolina asks, any funny stories from the time you did a promo with Vince and with a spray painted picture? I think that's the one where there was a picture on the wall. Somebody had.
I know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
He's talking about the time we were doing with Undertaker, where he was kidnapped me.
Yep.
And then we had this promo at the end where Vince came in and he wanted to see his picture. And I supposedly he wanted his picture to hang in my office next to Dr. King. So he wanted to come in and make sure the picture was there. Well, somebody had come in, I think CM Punk or somebody sabotaged or something, but they screwed the picture up, tore it all up, had it all messed up. I look, oh my God, Vince is on the way to see his picture. So now I got to stand there and talk to him and try to convince him, no, the picture's not ready. I decided that I wanted to get a different frame. I'm going to put it in a different frame. And he said something to me about something, about the picture. And I can't remember what he said. And I looked back at him and I said, well, I work for you, sir. And he walked away. He didn't have any more words for me right there. And later on that night, I saw Taker, and Taker told me that I stumped him. Said he'd never seen anybody that had him where he was lost for words.
Is that the same night or the same storyline where he kind of got at you and goes, holla, or player? He called you player or holla. He tried to say the word and he did it real mean and spiteful. Do you recall that?
Yeah.
Is that the same thing?
Yes.
I do recall that promo. That was a hilarious promo. Watching Vince get into that. Yeah, because I do recall what you're saying now. He was waiting for a picture, not just for a night. I think it had been a couple of weeks y'all had run with that angle, and he finally wanted to see his damn picture. Yeah, yeah, that's funny. You got to pull that up on YouTube if you guys are listening to us right now and you haven't seen it. It's a great piece between him and Vince. All right, so let's see. We have Juanita in Texas who wants to know, I'm glad she says this too, because this was something I should have asked the other day. Whose idea was the peanut head picture? Meaning, who came up with the idea to surround the peanuts all around your head and take that?
I don't remember. Somebody made that picture and they brought it to me at some arena.
Oh, so it wasn't something you posed for. It was some kind of just somebody photoshopped it?
Somebody did the picture and they brought it to me. It wasn't nothing I posed for or anything.
Now, see, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking that somehow you got your head in a bowl of peanuts. I don't know what you did, but that was great work. Then whoever did that, that was because it looks legit.
Somebody else did that.
That's impressive. All right, let's see. Peter in Oklahoma. During your career, who did you have the most chemistry with?
That's a hard question because I had chemistry with mostly, and I'm lucky to have this, to be blessed with this. But I had chemistry with everybody. Anybody that I worked with, I could adapt to them. I could feel their way of how they wanted to do promos or how they wanted to do stuff, and I just had chemistry with everybody. And I mean, I'm just blessed with that because everybody don't have that talent. So God bless me with that. But especially I had a lot of good history, when I was general manager with a lot of guys because I was able to work, with them for a long, long time. But like I said, that's a hard question.
Was there somebody when you looked at the board and they said promo Teddy and so, and you just thought to yourself, oh, great, this is a cakewalk because there's always gold with this guy. Was there somebody?
They were all cakewalks to me.
Yeah, and I'll be honest with you, Teddy and I have worked together in independent wrestling, and I have worked in the ring with Teddy during promos and stuff, and he does exactly what he says. He adapts to the audience, the fans, what's happening in the ring as well as outside the ring, and it's impressive to watch, and makes you a better worker when you're in there with him. As a matter of fact, so.
Oh, I do like some guys I get in there with, and they be having a hard time, and I'd walk right over to them. I said, "Watch this. I'll show you how to do this."
Yeah. Yeah, you actually.
I never saw me do that, Mac.
Yeah. We in the ring. It's funny because there would be times when we were in there, and you would say, "Do this" or "Watch this." You should have said this word, or you should have, And you tell the guys in the back as well the same thing. Look, you need to let those things breathe. Say those words, and you're right. And again, that's how I've learned. Just being around you, the things that I've learned. Just kind of take your time, and it's great to have that around. So.
And I learned it all from Vince. He taught me how, that everything needs to be real.
All right, here we go. Steve in Pennsylvania. I know Steve, by the way. Hey, Steve, I'm glad you're listening to the show. Was it weird during the patented Teddy bounce to JBL? No, I'm sorry, hold on. Was it weird doing the Teddy bounce to JBL's music at the draft? And did you harass Devon while you were there?
Yes, I did. It was great to do the bounce at the dance, and I certainly harassed Devon because that's my other baby mama.
Ooh, Nia Jack's going to get upset with you. You had a chance to see Nia during draft weekend, didn't you?
Yeah, I did talk to Nia. God bless her, man. She's a sweetheart of a woman, man. I just love, messing with her, man. But she's such a nice, great person.
Let's see. Benjamin from Facebook writes, who was a bigger help back in the day, Abdullah the Butcher or James Brown?
I don't understand what you mean a bigger help.
I guess, who was more important for the beginning of your career, Abdullah or James Brown?
James Brown.
Because,
James Brown, if it hadn't been for James Brown, me working for James Brown, down at the TBS studios, then I would have never been able to get in professional wrestling because that's where they were taping NWA wrestling at the same Channel 17 studios that the James Brown was having his dance show there, which was called Future Shock. And I worked for James. I was the music director there. And by me being down there and watching the wrestling start taping, I could go down on Saturday mornings and get in free because security knew me and they wouldn't, they let me in. So I would give that credit to James Brown. Hadn't been for James, I'd have never been in the TBS studios.
When you went to the wrestling shows, was it because you were a fan of the wrestling product and you just liked going to watch in the beginning? What was the reason for going?
I was just going because I was a fan. I've been watching it on TV and I found out, like I said, when I was working with James and I happened to look up and there it was taping Georgia Championship Wrestling. God, I was in heaven, man. So, and to be able to get in and, without any problems to watch it. So I went in as a wrestling fan.
Yeah, so if James hadn't helped you, you may not have gotten that chance. But I would imagine being a fan as much as you were, I would think you would still found your way into wrestling, even if James hadn't been there. Do you think?
I can't answer that. That's you way out there now, man. Jesus Christ, you have left this earth.
All right, look here. We do have something different I want to do before we leave this broadcast today. And for those of you who are listening, it involves seeing images, which I will describe to you and let you know what we're looking at. And these will be the first times that Teddy will have a chance to see these images as well. So, Teddy, give me just a second to bring this up. All right, Teddy, here we go. I'm going to give you your first image here, and I just want to get your response to the image, maybe a little story behind it, and tell us what we're looking at, because this first one I'm not sure of. Here we go.
Oh, okay. What we're looking at there is I had a chance to meet with Snoop Dogg, and that's me in Snoop Dogg's trailer with Magic Don Juan.
That's who that is,
works,
Magic Don Juan?
Yeah, he works for Snoop Dogg. This guy, Magic Don Juan, was a big pimp, a player pimp at one time. I mean, real out there. He was like Sweetback, was one of those guys back in the day or something, I believe. But Don Magic Juan, that's exactly who that is there.
All right, here we go. Next image. I think we have 4 or 5 of these. Let's take a look. The next one.
Oh, wow. Had a chance to meet the family of Good Times. Thelma, Michael, and JJ. He was a bit of an asshole, but anyway.
Really? JJ was an asshole?
Yeah, he was. And but Michael and Thelma were really super great.
So that's his sister on the show. That's his sister that have your arm around, correct?
Yeah.
That she played. Oh, she was. I always loved his sister. I thought he was hilarious too, and I always thought he'd probably be fun to hang around. But I guess
I watched him. You know, I go back now and I look at Good Times, and I look at it real good. He was just a buffoon.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's true. The real talent was the mom and the dad on that show. I can't remember what their names were, but that was the talent.
Thelma and James.
James was who played James? Do you recall who the man was that actually played the character of James?
I was trying to think of his name, but he also played with Eddie Murphy too.
Yep.
I can't think of his name right now.
I wish I could. All right, here we go. Next image.
John. What was it?
It's going to drive you crazy now. All right, our next image was with Teddy. Well, Teddy, I'll let you describe exactly what the hell we're looking at here.
I can't describe it because I don't have no idea.
It looks like a Toys R Us.
Huh?
Is it a Toys R Us giraffe?
I don't know. I was at a Comic-Con somewhere and somebody was dressed up like that, I guess, and that's that's all I can tell you about it.
You must have been smoking some good stuff there. All right, let's see. Next one.
Yeah, the guy in the suit was.
Now, this is funny. I don't know what this image is. There's an image of Santa Claus in the foreground of this image that we're looking at right now. And your look over his shoulder is like you're totally disgusted. What the hell is this, Teddy?
Well, he must have been a Scrooge. And he probably was saying something that was just totally off the chain, man. So that's why I'm looking at him like, no, not Santa Claus.
Do you remember who that is or what angle that was in the ring? Because I don't recognize the talent right now.
I don't know.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Last one. This must be another Comic-Con because you're being attacked by some crazy-looking creature here.
Yeah, that's another Comic-Con.
You do a lot of Comic-Cons, don't you?
Yes, yeah, I do a lot of them. I got some coming up here recently in this year.
You know, I have seen, I'm going to stop the share here. I have seen different things of Comic-Cons where people say that, it's a lot of nerdy people there and stuff. I've been to a couple of Comic-Cons, Teddy. I know you've been to them as well. They're actually very entertaining, and the fans are very much like wrestling fans. That's why I understand why wrestling and these Comic-Cons gel together, because the fans are both rabid fans. And I've seen some of the funniest stuff come from Teddy to my text on the phone, whether it's an image or a video of him riding around with Batman and a Batmobile in a city somewhere. It's fantastic.
That was Greenville, South Carolina, where I was with the guy in the Batmobile.
Yeah, I remember you called me up, and all of a sudden I'm seeing video. You're driving around town in the Batmobile.
That was
All right.
fun, man.
That was fun. Teddy, we're going to be in St. Louis next weekend. On the weekend of May 17th and 18th for the big Fan Fest 2. It's going to be over 60. I'm hearing now nearly 70 various talents of wrestling and legends and some big surprises as well that'll be there. Surprises that I think we hinted on recently on our show, Teddy. And I think I've even seen more proof that that's coming, that Randy Orton may as well, and may be there as well to join his father during the Hall of Fame induction.
Yeah, I did get a chance to speak with Randy when I was at the draft there, and I do believe he will be there to induct his dad.
It's going to be a fantastic event. If you don't have tickets yet, you need to get them now, sicw.org. All right, that's it. Teddy, I enjoyed it, man. It's kind of nice to be able to catch up and get some of the listeners' mail in here and just see what's going on. And I'm glad to see you're in your new place now, because I know you've been working hard to try to get that place more like home.
Well, as soon as I get off here with you, I got to get this vacuum clean and get to work, man. I'm telling you, man. But I'm happy. Me and my dog's happy. Rufus!
Teddy, can you quickly tell me the story? You had told me this the other day just on the phone about when you were moving, about your dog. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, well, I went over to the house to get my last little stuff, getting the last of it. So Rufus was with me. So we get there to the house, and he jumps out of the truck, and he runs into the house, runs around like he always does, looks around, and finally he just come right on back out of the house. And he went right to my truck, and he sit there, and he didn't move. He waited on me to move everything, that whatever I came to get out. He sit and watched me, and then when I got everything done, he jumped in the truck. He was ready to go. So what he told me then is, hey, I'm glad we're out of that place. Yes. Thank God.
Well, Teddy, I'm happy for you and
but it wasn't so much like that. My house, after my wife died, I gave it to my daughter and the grandkids so they can have it. My daughter has four boys.
Yeah.
So they need all that room. It's a 6-bedroom house, and ain't nobody but just me and my dog. So I didn't need all that. So I gave that to them, and now they got a good place to live, and I'm on my own now, and I feel, I'm at peace. I can keep some money in my pocket now.
Yes, and that's extremely important. But I do know that it had nothing to do with the family. It was just that it was better for everybody for you to actually move, for you to find the peace and quiet that you need, and for them to have the space they need for the growing family. So
exactly, man.
All right, Teddy, I enjoyed it, brother. I look forward to seeing you again next week. We'll get one more of these in before we head off to St. Louis. And so keep your eyes open and ears open as well. Those of you who listen to us on the podcast, thank you very much. The numbers continue to increase. And again, we don't know why that's happening, but thank you. I think we
do know why. We do know why. What do you mean we don't know why? We do know why, because we have a great product. We do have a great show, and we have great listeners. What do you mean? I don't know why.
Hey, and by the way, you want to help us out? Go down below, subscribe.
That's why. Now, there you go. Tell them that's why.
Notifications as well. Hit that bell. We appreciate that as well. And if at all possible, every single time you see us around, share this and let people know we're out there. The more people that know we're out there, the higher up these numbers will go. And we certainly appreciate that. So I'm out of here. I'm MacDavis. That is WWE Hall of Famer Teddy Long. And this has been Road Trip After Hours.
Thank you. Holla, player.